Hey guys, it's your big bald-headed sister, Action Jacqueline. How's everybody doing? Good Sunday evening. How is everyone doing? Welcome to the Bald Girls Gossip Room, Bald Girl News, all in one. Your all-in-one stop and shop place for bald girl conversations. Hello, hello, hello. And welcome. I want to, before I start today, just put out a little disclaimer. I am PMSing. So I'm not in a nice mood. I have a little bit of a headache. And as I was searching for topics to discuss during today's episode, I was perplexed by the news. It was like perplexing to me. I just did not like what I was seeing. And I really didn't even want to. Who's that? Preet Patterson. I can't say your name. Can I say your name? Hey, love. I'm not going to say your name. Hey, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I'm glad you finally made it to one of my live streams. I'm here reading the Bald Girl News, and I don't like what I saw today. I'm kind of upset about it. Usually when I do the Bald Girl News, I like discussing like funny stuff, funny topics, like that boxer last week who got his wig knocked off, and little funny, lighthearted conversations like that. But I feel like this conversation that I want to talk about today, I can't avoid it anymore because it's all over the news, and it's the second time around. I talked about it the first time, and then I let it go. I stopped speaking about it. Now it's back in the news for some reason. They're treating it like a brand new thing. What I'm discussing right now is, I'm going to go ahead and just open it so you can see what I'm talking about. Is this the one? No, this is not the one I'm talking about. Hang on, let me just pull it up. And also I need to do my makeup. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop wasting time and just put some makeup on so I don't look crazy the whole time that I'm sitting here. Wait, hang on. Where's it at? Not that one. That's the guy whose wig was knocked off. But, oh my God, why can't I find it? I seriously can't find it. It's so weird. Oh, new study finds over 90% of hair extensions tested contained hazardous substances. This is not the first time I talked about this, y'all. This is not the first time I talked about it. And like when I knew it was you, Prunella. I just didn't know if I was allowed to say your name. Hello and welcome. Welcome. Yeah, when I've talked about this before, I kind of just dismissed it because, sometimes when you get news about a certain thing and there's not much you can do about it, you kind of just roll with it, even though it's bad news. That's what I did the first time I heard about the harmful chemicals that are found in hair extensions, particularly synthetic hair. I know these chemicals are also found in human hair wigs as well, but not to the extent of which they're found in synthetic hair, which I wear plenty of. Y'all know that I wear a lot of synthetic hair wigs. But yeah, I don't know how to feel about this now. And as I was sitting here trying to decide, like, how am I going to move forward, fully knowing that the hair that I put on my head contains hazardous chemicals, right? And I figured we would read this together. I knew this before. It's not like I didn't know this. We talked about this. This had to be like April of last year. We talked about this the first time. So it's not like the first time I've ever heard it. But I don't know why it came back. It's almost like God is like telling me something. I don't know. But how long can we avoid it, right? And what do you do? What do you do? So check this out. This is the thing for me, right? So as I'm reading this article, I finished reading it and I'm sitting here mulling it over. Like, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? And then the next article that I read is this one, which says, according to the National Alopecia Areata Foundation, if the first JAK inhibitor that you try doesn't work, try again. So I don't know if y'all know this or not, but JAK inhibitors, they do work from time to time to grow hair. Doesn't work for everybody, but it does work for some people. And apparently there's lots of different kinds of JAK inhibitors that you could find. I don't know if lots, but like at least a few. And if one, now they're saying if one doesn't work, try the other. I chose not to ever try a JAK inhibitor. It's a new thing that came out. I lost my hair over 30 years ago. So I tried all the things back then. And we'll get into that conversation later. But now I don't want to take anything that's going to have me going back to see a medical professional every 2 weeks or every month. I don't want to be locked down to a medical professional, and that's what these things require. So I chose not to do it. But what they're basically telling you is if one JAK inhibitor doesn't work, try a different one. And what they're not mentioning here is the risks in taking JAK inhibitors. JAK inhibitors work by suppressing the immune system, which will also leave you susceptible to a lot of illnesses. So really, there's nothing for us to do, right? Like, what do you do when the wigs that you buy are loaded with chemicals? The hair loss treatments pose a threat to your health. What do you do? What do you do? I don't know. But part of the reason why I'm here showing my face with no makeup, no hair, no nothing, is because I'm trying to normalize baldness, even for myself. I wear my wig every single day. I had never intended to stop wearing a wig. So that was never on my agenda. I don't even see myself, honestly, stopping wearing wigs. You kind of pick your poison in this world. Something's going to kill you one way or the other, right? Like the other day, I was reading that the skin of apples contain all these harmful chemicals. I'm like, I spent my whole life just picking up apples and biting into them. That's all I do. A lot of people like to peel their apples and cut them out. I like to take my apple, rinse it off really good, and just eat it with the skin on it. Now they're like, don't eat the skin. I'm like, what are y'all gonna do? Like, leave me alone and let me live my freaking life. But this thing about the wig thing is pissing me off. And somehow it's just really pissing me off because every time I look at one of my wigs, I'm like, is this gonna be the one that kills me? Jesus Christ. I don't know. How you guys doing anyway? Let me get some makeup on this face before somebody logs on and tells me I look like an alien, which is something that happens quite often here. I don't know if you guys watch my live streams, but out of every 5 live streams I do, at least 2 people tell me I look like an alien. I'm like, well, bitch, I am an alien. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. I don't mind either. I'm a bald alien. Y'all see the craziness that's going on in this world right now? I think I'd rather be an alien. Y'all could have human life. Do that yourselves. Oh yeah, I forgot to put one. Oh. I'm in a bad mood. Hang on, let's just get some on my face. Pernell, are you still there? What have you been up to? Everything good? So there's a few things in the news. We talked about the boxer last week, the boxer who got his wig knocked off, right? Well, I found it interesting to find out how much he spent on that wig. And I thought that was really funny because people who don't wear wigs, they don't understand the expense of wigs. They really don't. They go to the beauty supply store and they see a wig for $49.99 and they're like, why don't you just get a $49.99 wig? We could. Or we can get a $499 wig or a $699 wig. Or you could be Beyonce and get a $10,000 wig, right? Thanks for not leaving, Free. Love you. You never did tell me how that wig turned out. I wanted to see pictures. Did they do a good job? Will you go back? Is that your new spot? Luca says hi. Hey, Luca. I'm trying to fix up my face really fast so nobody gets on here and starts insulting me. Really, you can't avoid insults online. The most beautiful people are getting insulted online. They'll find something to insult. Little keyboard warriors pounding away with their evil little fingers. All right, hang on. Oh no. Prunella says, I was not happy with the, I wonder if I should say the name. I'm going to say the name. I was not happy with the new star wig results. Oh no. Damn it. Text a picture right now. Let me see. Please, please, please. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Y'all, I 100% understand what it's like to spend a lot of money on a wig and then be unhappy with it and not have, there's nothing you could do about it, really. There's most of the time, I would say like at least 6 times out of 10, there's nothing you could do about a wig purchase gone wrong. Unless you just immediately look at it, say, oh, I don't like this, and send it back. That's the best case scenario. But typically when I get a new wig, if I put it on my head and I'm just like, oh, maybe I could do something with it, which is what I always say. Maybe I can do something with it. And then once I do something with it, you void the warranty, you can't return it, you can't get your money back, it's done. So what, you spent $600 on it, $400, $200, whatever you spent. I don't know. But that guy, the boxer that I told you about, Jarrell Williams, thank you so much. That one, that guy, he spent $700, he said. I'm going to go ahead and play you the clip. It was on the Breakfast Club. Let me tell you, Jarrell Williams' wig was knocked off, and it was like the best thing that ever happened to him. I swear to God. Before his wig was knocked off, first off, I didn't even know who Jarrell Williams was. That wig got knocked off. He handled it with such charisma that it's like his career took a whole new, it opened a whole new door. It's funny how these weird things happen in people's lives. But let me go ahead and open it up so I can show it to you. Let me see if I can find it. And then we're going to go ahead and read these articles if you guys feel like it still. Here he is. So we already talked about this. I don't have to show you the fight again, right? But I am going to read you or at least show you the video.
Man, like 700 last minute. Man, how much he charge you for that big baby? Man, like 700 last minute.
Get 650 back. Yeah. Keep 50 for labor. Let me ask you a question though. When the head piece came off, did it hurt more than any punch you took that night?
It's so funny because I didn't realize it came off, but I felt the draft. Like I felt like
Can y'all hear this?
An indoor AC moment. I'm like, nah.
Lucas says I gotta go. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Thank you so much for hanging out, even if it was just for a little while. I appreciate having you. Sleep well. Let's go ahead and read this again. I'm sorry, I interrupted the whole thing. I wanted to make sure you guys can hear it.
Yeah, how much he charge you for that big baby? Man, like 700 last minute.
Get 650 back. Yeah. Keep 50 for labor. Let me ask you a question though. When the head piece came off, did it hurt more than any punch you took that night?
It's so funny because I didn't realize it came off, but I felt the draft. Like I felt like I had like an indoor AC moment. I'm like, nah, I don't think it happened. But then I'm sitting down and my coach is giving me instructions, but he stuttered twice. And that's what gave him. He never stuttered. He was like, he looked up like this, like his arm. His arm said, oh shit. I said, like, this shit really would have came up. I'm gonna look at the jumbotron. The jumbotron back to replay. Yeah. So when I went like this, ridiculous. And I said, oh shit, it got me. So what's wrong with it? Let's go, baby. Yeah. And I got up. I toasted in the crowd. I said, it's time to get back to work. So that was it.
Okay, so you guys heard the story. In case you missed my recap last week, that was Jarrell Williams talking about when he got his wig knocked off in the ring, and he handled it with such stride that now all these companies are reaching out to him. They want to offer him, brand deals. It opened new doors for him. Good for him. I'm very happy to hear that. But he did spend $600 on the wig. And I wanted to talk about that because so many people who don't wear wigs don't get it. And it might not matter to some, like if other people get it or not. But if you're married, if you're living with somebody, if you have a friend and they just don't get it. Like I remember the first time I told my bestie that I spent $3,000 on a wig once. She was low-key angry at me for spending $3,000. She just didn't understand it. She gets it now. And in fact, now that she finally gets it, I'm never going to spend $3,000 in a wig ever again. But BLT says, hello, hope all is well. Much respect and success to you stopping by to show support. I love you so much. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you hang out. And guys, if you're watching, please like the live. Do not leave without liking the live. I need that for the algorithm. Thank you. Pre says the $1 million question is, how do you avoid the toxins? They're in everything. Ugh, exactly. It's like, as I was reading the article, let me go ahead and bring it up one more time. Hang on. As I was reading the article, I was there trying to understand, like, what will it take? What does somebody have to tell me about a wig for me to never wear one again? Because clearly telling me that 90% of the chemicals that are found in synthetic wigs contain cancer-causing things, that's not enough. I'm still going to wear the wig. It's not funny. It's not funny. But like, what will it take if somebody tells me, you know, if you put the wig on, you're gonna get shot when you walk out the door. If you put the wig on, a big truck is gonna come and run you over. Like, will that do it? Maybe that'll do it. I don't know. But the toxins, I told you, literally, I read last week that apples contain toxins. Like, apples, bro? Leave me alone. Just leave me alone and stop telling me about the toxins. I mean, unless you're going to tell me how to avoid them. And they do. So, you know what? I think we should get into the article because they do offer, of course, you know, some advice. Hang on, let me see if I can find it again. I just closed it out like a weirdo. Damn it. Damn it. I'm sorry. And I still don't have any makeup on. I did lashes, and I need to do my, wait, where is it? I need to do my brows again. So if you're wondering what these things are that look like worms, these green worms, they're an old tattoo. When I was 18 years old, I got my eyebrows tattooed. And this is what it looks like 200 years later. So don't do that. Don't do that. Hang on. Okay, what did I do with that article? I lost it. I lost the damn thing that quickly, y'all. I'm so annoyed with myself. Just bear with me, please. Don't leave. Make sure you like the live. Thank you. Don't leave. I wanted to read that one, though. That particular one. Where did it go? And it says here, Black women most at risk from harmful. Like, when is that not the case? When are Black women not the most at risk? When does that happen? When's the last time you heard that in the news? Black women are the least likely to get this illness. Which one is that? Because, damn it looked like all of them are just for us. Okay, hang on. Priest says, yes, I'm here. Good, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let me go ahead and read this one. I think the other one would probably have more information in it, but I'll try to pull it up. Okay, let's read this one then. Hair extensions used primarily by Black women. Whatever. Contain a shocking range of dangerous chemicals, including breast carcinogens. Like, what will it take? What do I need to hear to stop wearing the wig? Breast carcinogens. Jesus Christ. Help us all. Okay. Alyssa Franklin is an analytical chemist with an infectious laugh, a penchant for braided hair extensions, and a fierce commitment to reducing health disparities for Black women. Growing up on Chicago's South Side, she saw firsthand the systemic barriers Black women face and resolved to help her community benefit from all she learned as she pursued her career as a chemist. She never anticipated just how personal her research path would become. 8 years ago, Franklin was working on her PhD thesis as a visiting senior research scholar at Beijing's Sinugat University. She was developing analytical techniques to characterize different types of fatty compound structures when a paper came out that would alter the course of her career. Now, don't leave because I didn't understand what I just wrote, so I'm hoping some of you did. Okay, scientists with the Silent Spring Institute, which focuses on the environmental causes of breast cancer. Oh, this is really good. This is actually really good. Okay, I'm going to say this again. Scientists with the Silent Spring Institute. And for those of you who don't know, the Silent Spring Institute was the founder of this project. They initiated this study on the chemicals that are found in human and synthetic hair. Okay, so just so we know that. So I'm guessing that means that this woman, what's her name again? Elissa Franklin, Alicia, works with or for Silent Spring Institute, which focuses on environmental causes of breast cancer, published the first study to measure dozens of chemicals linked to asthma and endocrine disruption in relaxers, root stimulators, and other hair products. Also, this is the same study that discovered the chemicals, the cancer chemicals that were found in hair relaxers. So that's interesting. Let me read that again. Scientists with the Silent Spring Institute, which focuses on environmental causes of breast cancer, published the first study to measure dozens of chemicals linked to asthma and endocrine disruption in relaxers, root stimulators, and other hair products marketed to Black women. Suddenly, everything clicked for Franklin. The idea that there could be systemic health risks from cosmetics had never crossed her mind until she read that paper. She decided to harness her expertise in analytical chemistry to help her community avoid harmful exposures. Julian Ramirez says, 6'7". Hey, Julian. Prunella says, not taking any pics of that. Oh, you're not going to take, no, don't take pictures in the wig, but show me the wig. Like, let me just see how bad it is. Like, what was it that you didn't like? Please. All right, I'm sorry. I just got sidetracked. Okay, in a new study, Franklin, now a Silent Spring Institute research scientist, yes, she does work for Silent Spring, and scientists with the Southwest Research Institute in San Antonio identified scores of hazardous chemicals in hair extensions in what they call the most comprehensive analysis of this popular hair product. The study, published on Wednesday in the peer-reviewed journal Environment and Health, tested both synthetic and bio-based products made of human hair, banana fiber, and silk, and identified 4 dozen chemicals listed as substances of public health concern. A dozen of the detected chemicals are flagged by California's Proposition 65 as likely to cause cancer, birth defects, or reproductive harm. The team found 17 chemicals associated with breast cancer in 36 of 43 samples, including substances that increase risk by boosting hormone production. I wish it was surprising, said Jeanette Robinson Flint, executive director of Black Women for Wellness, who was not involved in the research. Black women are overexposed and underprotected from harsh chemicals in all our products, from the lead in our lipstick to the hair that we choose. A body of literature indicates that personal care products can be a substantial source of exposure to chemicals of concern, especially as they relate to hormone disruption, cancer risk, and reproductive and developmental risk, said Amy Zoda. Franklin's study was going through peer review when Consumer Reports released results from its testing of 10 popular products used to braid hair for volatile organic compounds and heavy metals. The nonprofit group found carcinogens in every sample. Ooh, Pernella, you just dropped the bomb on me. Let me finish reading this first. Franklin was not surprised. Synthetic fibers are often made of petrochemicals with toxic properties, including plastic polymers, acrylic, polyester, and polyvinyl chloride. When they're discarded, they go to landfills where they don't break down. Prior research has highlighted products like chemical hair straighteners as a subcategory of concern, but braids and extensions have received a lot less attention. The Consumer Report put this issue on the map in a big way, but there really is a dearth of information in the peer-reviewed literature. This new study begins to address that substantial data gap by doing this chemical analysis of over 40 different products. The hair extension industry is largely unregulated. More and more evidence is coming out to support that we need safer regulation around cosmetics and beauty products overall. After scientists at the National Institute of Health reported an increased risk of uterine cancer and breast cancer linked to hair straighteners, the Biden-era Food and Drug Administration planned to ban cancer-causing formaldehyde in the products. But since President Donald Trump returned to the White House, the FDA missed the proposed ban deadline, while the Environmental Protection Agency proposed loosening restrictions on the carcinogen. Loosening restrictions, naturally. As women learned about the hazards of synthetic braids, Franklin said they switched to human hair. What the study shows, she said, is that the potential risk associated with hair extension goes beyond synthetic braiding hair. So it's in the human hair as well. Still, it was the synthetic products that contained representatives of a particularly nasty class of chemicals called organotins. These toxic substances used as biocides and heat stabilizers in PVC are classified as severely restricted in the European Union. That's interesting. I'm sorry. We were completely shocked to see that there were organotin compounds in some of the braiding hair, Franklin said. The chemicals, which are not typically found in consumer products, were detected in the synthetic extensions. To have found them in a product that we're using so intimately, she said, was absolutely shocking. Okay, I'm not going to read on for now. I don't want to miss anything interesting, though. The next section is regulatory black holes. So I guess they're talking about the regulations that don't exist. Should I read on? So as I was reading, Pernella told me, did you know that LL Cool J has alopecia? That's why he always wears hats. Man, I did not know that. But I'm loving this new information. Thank you for sharing. Thank you very much for sharing. Let me get these eyebrows on. Okay, so we just read that the chemicals are largely found in synthetic hair and also in human hair, but not at the same, I'm sorry, not as much. That's what I'm trying to say. Let me get some eyebrows. Can we get some eyebrows going? Where's my team of makeup artists? Oh, I don't have one. Guess I'll be doing this myself. I was actually looking up today how to put makeup on prominent eyes. I have very prominent eyes. They protrude more than most, I think. I mean, they don't like protrude like crazy, but I know there's a specific way that you're supposed to put makeup on eyes like this. I just never learned how, so I typically don't do much more than a little eyeliner. Hang on, let me put some here, by the way. Where's my stuff? So I traveled to Pennsylvania. I drove to Pennsylvania and stayed overnight. And so I'm a little out of sorts because I had to pack a bag. Ugh, where's my stuff? Lord have mercy. All right, let me just get the damn eyebrows on. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't sit here any longer. My eyebrows looking like this. I'll go get that. Okay, so what do you guys think about the about this news? What are your thoughts? Like, I mean, who's gonna stop wearing wigs? Who's gonna stop wearing them? I don't know. And then it's like you kind of rationalize to yourself, well, it's not like we're eating it. We're not eating it, right? But we are wearing it for several hours a day. We're sweating it in it. We're putting it on our heads. This is scary. It's scary. But like I said, how can you really avoid the toxins? They're everywhere. But this particular one is one we put on our heads, right? Which is a little nutty. A little nutty. I don't know. I'm struggling with it. I would love to know what you guys feel. Feel free to say something in the comments because I need to hear from my people. If I had people in my real life to discuss this with, I would, but I honestly don't know anyone else who has the kind of hair loss that I have and really understands it. Okay, so they're starting to look better. I just dropped it on the floor. I'll be right back. What did I do with it? Found it. Oh, if you were wondering what I'm using, I use the Palmade brow pomade. I like it because it covers the tattoo underneath. It does a good job at covering it. It's not exactly my color, so I go over it a few times with other things, and I'll show you what that looks like just a second. In addition to that, I'm going to go ahead and brush some. This came out funny. I really can't find my eyeliner, y'all. I'm kind of annoyed by that. Kind of annoyed. Where's my SHIT? Where's my SHIT? Literally just had it. And you know what I do when I lose something like this? I'll just go and break open another one, and then I usually regret it because once you open something, you know it goes bad quickly. I don't want to open another one. Forget it. Let me just do my eyebrows. Wait, I didn't do that yet. Okay, so I'm gonna brush some lash glue over my brows, which seals in the color. So you don't have to worry about your eyebrows wiping off when you take your shirt off or whatever throughout the day. It lasts a full, I would say a full 13 hours before it starts to flake, because that's what it does. It doesn't rub off, it just starts to flake. So, and it's the Duo lash glue, and make sure you get the one with the brush. I'm going to just use this. Even though I have a better liner for my eye, I'm going to use this instead. I guess next time I'll try to figure out how to do my makeup better. I want to try some new things as I try to accustom myself to spending more time bald. I have to think of different ways to dress myself up rather than the usual way. Because I find that when I go through my videos, I end up looking the same every single day. I don't even change my lips color. So it's weird. I can't really pull off red shades of lipstick. So I don't experiment much. Things don't tend to look right, except the one thing that I use. You know how that is? All right, so whatever. I'm just babbling. Ignore me. Ignore me. Oh, if you wanted to know what that was, this is the Hyper Easy eyeliner by Maybelline. It's really, really good. Lasts a long time. I like it. The tip is nice and fine, so you could draw skinny lines. It's really good like that. It's a good product. Maybe my eyeliner is in here. All right, let me put some lipstick on or something. Oh, Fernella says the initial job that the company did for her wig was fab, but then she started to look like a lion. Yep. Everybody, whenever people show me a picture of a wig, I look at it like, what does that mean? What does that mean? It's a pretty wig. Unless I could see a video of you wearing it, or the before or after, like the day you bought it and a week later. I don't want to see a picture because all wigs look pretty in a picture. Nobody's taking pictures in an ugly wig. Nobody does it. So they're gonna move their head in a certain way to make it look right. I don't trust photos. When it comes to buying wigs, you just have to be so careful. It is so easy to get robbed by the wig industry. The wig industry is a very, very dirty industry. You guys want to talk about that? The hair industry is a filthy industry. Of course, I'm sure everybody is, locked into the Epstein files, right? So that gives you a glimpse into how horrible people can be to one another. But the first time I ever heard of people being horrible to one another in business, like really awful, it had to do with the human hair industry and how hair is harvested. Robbing kids for their hair, like literally finding little girls who are walking to school with their ponytails and cutting off their ponytails and selling it. In some countries where it's very, very destitute, hair is big money, and that's a way to make some money. So you got to be careful about getting robbed of your hair in certain places. It's really bad. Yeah, the wig industry is really, really dirty. It's largely unregulated, again, just like they were saying in the newspaper. So what they claim to be Remy hair is not always Remy hair. You already know that. It's not hard to know that. They start saying these labels, they label the box unprocessed Remy hair, and then you pull out the wig and it's a bleached wig. How could it be unprocessed if it's bleached? That's how you know it's a big lie. Like the whole thing is a joke. You can't really trust the industry. That's why I refuse. Ever since I spent that $3,000 on that wig, I decided to never spend over $600 on a wig. And since that, I've never done that. $600 might be a lot of money for a wig, but let me tell you, most wigs, good human hair wig that has colored specifically to the color that you like. I mean, of course, you can get a natural black wig. Those are pretty easy to come by. But when you start getting into colors, it gets really, really expensive. It gets really expensive. You got to go with brands you know and trust. That's why I always go with the same wig and the same brand so often, unless I'm just going to spend like, $50 on a wig, which is what I've been doing. And of course, then, you end up with a bunch of synthetic wigs that are loaded with chemicals, but who's to say all the other ones are not loaded with chemicals as well? So Prunella asks, what exactly is Remy hair? So apparently Remy hair is hair that has been harvested and kept all together, as opposed to hair that was put it like this. Remy here is typically hair that is from one donor, but really, because it's not necessarily from one donor. That's the thing. The industry is just so weird and so unregulated. And again, it's just so weird. So it's supposed to be hair that's all from one donor, and it's all in the hair is all going in one direction. But the reason why they have this specific category for Remy here is because largely the hair that we get is hair that was found in drains. They pick the hair out of drains and they collect it. These people save hair out of the drain. You take a shower, and when you're done showering, you take the hair out of the drain and you put it in a little baggie and you hold it. You collect a nice amount, and at the end of the month, you take it to the hair vendor or the hair sourcer or whatever it is, and they say, okay, here's $2. You can have this $2, and that $2 feeds them for the whole week. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm not making this up. You can go research it yourself. I would right now pull up the article, but I can't think of it off the top of my head, and I don't want to waste you guys' time by trying to find it. So that word Remy came about to let people know, okay, you're getting hair that is at least sourced from mostly one person. So like I said, a little girl's walking down the street and somebody cuts off her ponytail. They put that in a rubber band. They take it. They said, this is from one vendor. This is from one head. And they say, okay, well, you can get more money for this because it's from one head versus, a bunch of hair that was from a drain. And then they keep it together and then they sell it to you as a Remy hair wig. But of course, one ponytail is not always enough to make a whole wig, right? So you're going to have to go get hair from somewhere else. And you'll probably fill it in with those separate hairs that you got from drains. There's these sorting facilities in India and Asia, all over Asia. They have these hair sorting facilities where people are paid just to sit there and go through the bags of hair, put them together, lay them flat out, clean them. I mean, everybody has their own job, but it's a whole lot of just going through hair, and then they have to wash it and put chemicals in it to make sure that bugs don't grow in it, because bugs do grow in hair, y'all. If you cut your hair off and you leave it alone long enough, maggots will form because it was once living and now it's dead. So it's really crazy. King Ferg says, evening, gorgeous, so pretty. Thank you. I appreciate you, King Ferg. You caught me right after I did my makeup, so I feel better about that. Thank you. But yeah, that's Remy hair versus just hair. I mean, like, most of the hair that you get, unless it's labeled Remy, and even when it's labeled Remy, that's iffy too, because it's probably going to be mixed with some of that shed hair, and that's where it gets weird. Have you ever like gone through your wig, like as you're combing your wig out, your human hair wig out, you pull some strands, and some of it is like wiry hair. Like, what is this? It almost looks like stuff that you get out of a mattress. It's like, what is this? So you pull that out and you keep combing and you find different strands of hair. It just doesn't match. Like, it doesn't look like it belongs in that batch of hair. That's because they're just mixing the hair in just to fill the wig. It is so dirty. It is so dirty, the industry, y'all. That's why I just refuse, unless I'm ordering from a brand that I 100% trust. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. When it comes to spending good, hard-earned money on a wig, I won't spend good, hard-earned money on a wig unless it's from John Renault. And I'm not paid by John Renault. I'm not. It's just, I've tried buying human hair wigs from Raquel Welch. Trash. I mean, listen, it's possible I could get a good one. I don't know. But the one that I bought was trash. So I won't do it again because I spent a lot of money on that human hair wig from Raquel Welch. I've also bought synthetic wigs from Raquel Welch, and they're very good, but not so much with the human ones. Listen, you guys may get lucky, but once bitten, twice shy. I'm not going to go back and buy from them again. I've always gotten consistently good hair from John Renault. I've tried other brands. Like I said, I've been bald since I was 13 years old, 12 years old. So, I'm 200 years old now. So you can imagine how many wigs I've bought, how many human hair wigs I've bought, synthetic wigs. I bought lots of every now and then I luck up and I get a human hair wig for a low price and it's good. I have one here and it's good. It's not great, but it's good. I'll show it to you right now, actually, if you guys want to see it. I'm happy to share, if I can find it. I don't have all my wigs out today, y'all. All my wigs. Because I'm missing a wig, and I'll be packing for a trip. So I'm trying to find this wig that I'm missing. It's somewhere in this mess. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, I just bought a pretty decent human hair wig. Here's an example of a human hair wig that I bought once that I thought was really good, but it just misbehaves so much. I just can't. I just can't. I just can't. I feel so much better when I just buy a wig from Sensational or from Outre or something like that, because at least I know what I'm getting. I know I'm going to get these little synthetic wigs. I'm going to pay maybe $45 for it. I'm going to wear it I'm going to wear it 6 or 7 times, maybe 10 times, and then I'm going to throw it away. And I'm fine with that. But to spend $400, $500, $600 on a human hair wig for it to irritate the shit out of you, it's like you might as well just spit at me. Because what kind of rudeness is that? And then I have to spend the whole time trying to figure out how to wear this wig and how to make it look right. What kind of conditioner works best for this particular wig? And I can't. I just can't. Prunella says John Renault. Yeah, it's Jonreneau. That's why you guys have seen my Zara wig, right? That's the same company I buy my Zara wig from. In fact, this is my Zara wig, but it's very old, and I have done so much to it. I actually added a bunch of human hair wefts to it, so it's not the same wig anymore. But this is it, and this is basically the style if you're interested in seeing it. This wig, by the way, if you were interested, is by Outre. I spent like $40 on it. It's a really good wig. I recommend it. I typically get about 7 to 10 wears out of it, and then I throw it in the trash. Like I said, my wig budget is $240 per month. I try not to exceed that. I've been doing very good. In fact, last month I spent only about $180 on wigs. And this month I haven't bought any new ones because I have a lot of spillover wigs left over. But this is my Jonreneau wig. It's very old. It's probably about 6 months old at this point. But like I said, I weaved in a bunch of human hair wefts. I had some pretty decent human. Oh, y'all, this is the one I was looking for. This is not even it. This is the Jonreneau wig, and it's not altered because this is the one I was looking for. Oh, you guys helped me find my wig. Thank you. I'm hyped. I don't have to buy a new one now. So good. Thank you. Guys, if you're watching, make sure to like the live and join the chat. So we want to hear from you. Don't stay quiet. Don't stay quiet. Join me. Also, yeah, this is the Jonreneau wig. I did cut it, though. I can see that I cut it because typically it's longer. I think it usually goes to about here. So I can tell that I cut it. I just don't remember doing that. That's funny. I'm always messing with these wigs, though. Here's an example of a wig that I weaved a bunch of human hair into. If you see it, you can see where I sewed it in. Oh, I took this wig apart because this wig was awful. I'll put it on to show you, but I'm not going to tell you the name because I don't want you to get this wig. It's a horrible wig. It's a horrible wig. I decided that since I spent like $250 on it, I would do what it takes to make it work, but I wouldn't advise you to try the same thing. And I will never buy this wig again. It's a Tressalore wig, if you're wondering. It's a human hair that's a lie. It's not. It's a heat safe wig. So typically, heat safe wigs by high end brands are not the favorites. Most people complain that the hair is difficult to manage, and it's true. In fact, I bought this fully knowing that it would be difficult to manage, but I was so in love with how it looked that I put all my sensibilities aside and I bought it anyway. And literally a day after I bought it, I was highly disappointed. It behaved so badly. So I ended up pulling it apart. I took out a bunch of wefts and I replaced it with human hair, and it's still not the best. It's still not the best. But let me see if I can put some heat to it. That'll help. Sometimes when you put some heat to it, it behaves better. Right now, it feels very dry, and since it's partially synthetic, I can't put the same products I would into it as I would if it were a human hair wig. You know what I'm saying? Because it would kind of not behave properly. But I do have to oil it some. This is almond oil. It's a very lightweight oil. So I like to use it on my synthetic hair wigs when they start getting old, but just a little bit. And I try to just leave it at the ends. Prunella says, stand still, I want to see the wig. Which one? This one I'm wearing on my head? Or the Outre one? That Outre one is a really good wig. When it comes to the budget-friendly wigs, you just have to accept the fact that they don't last long. Don't try to squeeze extra life out of it because you'll have bad hair every day. You might be able to get it look nice before you leave the house, for a few hours, but throughout the day, it's going to turn on you. And you'll be so miserable with your bad hair day that you'll wish you never did that. So my recommendation is to just get accustomed to tossing a wig away after 6 or 7 or maybe 10 wears. When it comes to the budget-friendly ones. And don't spend a lot of money on these wigs, the ones that you get, for $50. Don't. In New York, ooh. What just happened? Hello? Oh, okay. John, Jon Renault, Renau. And my favorite one is the Zara wig. I haven't bought one in a long time. At one point, it was the only wig I ever bought. I would just wear that one over and over again. I would buy a new one every month. Because like I said, it's synthetic. This is not the one, by the way. This is the Tressa Little wig. Let me go ahead and put on the wig that I'm talking about so at least you could see what I'm talking about. This is the Zara wig. And it's typically about 2 inches longer than this. I trimmed it. I think I trimmed it. I could tell. I'm pretty sure I trimmed this. I have a little bit of the almond oil left back, so I'm going to put it at the ends. But yeah, this is also a synthetic wig. I don't get more than 30 really good wears out of this. So I wear it for 1 month, 30 days. And then I throw it away. And if I'm trying to be extra frugal, which I'm always trying to be, I try to squeeze it a little longer. And it always backfires on me. So I don't recommend squeezing life out of a synthetic wig. Once you realize your wig is coming to its death, let it die. Throw it in the trash. Because nothing is worse than a bad wig day. I'm sure bad wig days are worse than bad hair days. Why? Because you literally put on something that made you uglier than you are when you're bald. Like, I'd rather be bald than wear a bad wig. Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty sure bad wig days are worse than bad hair days. At least you didn't do it to yourself with a bad hair day. Or maybe you did. I don't know. What am I talking about? Yes, Brunella, this is it. This is the Jon Renault one. Let me it's a little dry in the back. I'm going to put a little tiny bit more. Y'all, I think my connection is off. My Wi-Fi connection is not good. All right, y'all. I'm not going to try to drag this. Like I said before, when something's dying, you gotta let it die. The stream is dying. So I'm gonna have to end it here. I wish I could hang out longer, but my Wi-Fi is not letting me do that. So thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to like the live and stay tuned. Subscribe. Turn on the bell. If you're on, listen, I'm over here ignoring the whole time I'm ignoring my TikTok. I'm sorry, y'all. I have been ignoring my TikTok audience this entire time because I have to open a different screen and I actually forgot I was talking to TikTok. So I apologize for that. I've only been talking to YouTube. I'm very sorry. Okay. Looks like I haven't missed anything. I don't see anything going on in the chats over there. So nothing to apologize, but I'm back. Looks like the at least for a minute I have a steady Wi-Fi connection. But yes, this is the John Renault wig. Let me show it to you from the back. It's a really, really good wig. Now that I found this one, I know I don't have to buy another one, especially because I have other wigs. Do you guys want to hang out some more? Should we chance it? Do you want to finish having our discussion? I did say I was going to put some curls in this wig, right? All right, I'm going to cut out because I feel like something is really off about my connection. We will be back, okay? Probably tomorrow. I love you guys. Have a good one.